This is my Phantom wallet. As you can see, I have accrued $400,000, and you might be thinking, how? You never did that through trading, and you're right. I found instead a simple method that allows me to dev coins and stack cash. Instead of being the sucker who gets rug pulled, I'm the one doing the rug pulling. Watch this video and find out how it's done. This video is for educational purposes only. I am not a financial advisor. Your capital is still at risk. I'm just here to explain how the process works. All right, everybody, the time has nearly arrived where I'm going to show you this method in action. But first of all, let's just go over some of the reasons why trading just really isn't the way to do it anymore. Looking at a coin like this, you can see initially there's like a little bit of action, but then nothing really happens. It kind of just peters out. All of a sudden, bang, we've got this massive skyrocket in its price. And are you going to sit around and wait for that? Or are you willing to risk flipping that coin and getting rug pulled? Because you could have been rug pulled long before that spike ever happened, okay? Now for the dev, it doesn't really matter what happens to the coin. As long as some people have put their money into it, they can make as much money as they like, because all they do is pull the rug and all that money is theirs. So what we're going to do is put ourselves into a position where we could take advantage of this massive spike, or we could just take advantage of things going steady. As you can see here, this person has all of a sudden got a massive kick in their P&Ls. Now chances are they are either someone who knows a dev or is someone who is a dev, because that's the only way you can with certainty get these massive kick-ups in profit. We are going to use createcoin.fun. That is the platform that we are going to use to launch our coin on Solana without any knowledge of coding. Now that's a big thing, because back in the day it used to be you had to code like crazy, and that's how you got your coin on the market. But now with just a few clicks of our mouse, we can get our coin on the market, and that is great news because I can't code at all, and that's how I've been making all this money with a tiny peewee brain like I have. Okay, so let's have a look at the pump market. And the reason I'm showing you this is because the pump market is where most coins end up when they're devved, and to be honest, because of that, all the market caps are really restricted. If your coin doesn't really break through, you barely have much of a market cap to talk about. But if it does break through, it only goes up to, you know, the few tens of Ks, maybe 100,000 if you're extraordinarily lucky, but it's highly unlikely. And also there's tons of fees, so all of that profit gets sucked out before you see it anyway. Switching to dynamic on Axiom, we can have a look at the Metora market. Now this is a different market altogether. As you can see, these coins are going into the billions, which is insane to think about. But the reason for that is because there's just not as many coins on here, certainly not shit coins. All right, so let's connect our wallet up. In the Phantom wallet, I've got just over $100. I recommend having around about $100 there. We simply click connect wallet, we click Phantom, and then we're good to go. Okay, so let's take our token name, our token symbol. These are things we could come up with ourselves, but you know, the issue with that is that if you're starting a token from scratch, you need a good narrative, you need some good marketing, and you need a lot of luck. And we're trying to take luck out of the equation entirely. Okay, we're sick of having to do those coin flips. We're sick of worrying when the next candle is going to be red. Instead, we are going to use the copy trending button. Now, this is a button that, you know, when you click on it, you see a bunch of coins here, and these all are coins that are trending on the pump market right now. And that means that a bunch of these coins already have the marketing and already have the hype around them, so we don't have to worry about developing that ourselves. Now, as you can see here, you've got the potential market caps, you've got the names, you've got when they were last paired. This is information that you can use to decide which one is the best for you. So, you know, you might want a coin that was paired recently because the hype might still be there, or you might want a coin that was paired a long time ago so that people more like through the rose-tinted glasses of nostalgia go, oh yeah, I made some money on that coin, and then they put their money into it again. So let's have a look here. So I'm just looking at a bunch of these. I'm going to think Catch Cat. That probably looks quite good. So we've got a nice market cap on there, and again, it's a potential market cap. So let's go through here. So what's initially going to happen is the request is going to be blocked. You need to click proceed, confirm, tick a box, and click confirm. Okay, this is a normal part of the process. I do this every single time that I set one of these up, and it's something that you'll have to do as well, but don't worry, it is a natural part of this process. Now, our token has been created, but we need to put something into it in order to get it on the market. We need to create a liquidity pool. Now, what that is where we put a little bit of our soul into the coin, and then it will go onto the market. That's why we needed that $100 in the Phantom wallet of soul. Okay, so the only thing we have to worry about on this page is changing the amount of soul. So we're going to change that from a fat 0 to a 0.2. This is the amount that works for me. You can experiment if you'd like, but as a recommendation, especially for someone just coming in fresh, I would use 0.2. That's the amount that's worked for me. So I'm going to create that pool there. And when I do, we're going to confirm the transaction, and we'll see at the bottom, there will be a bunch of information about our coin now that it is live. So give us a moment, and there we are. So we've got the Sol Catch Cat coin ready to go. So you can see a load of information here. You've got the name, you've got the pool, you can see the pooled Sol, that's our 0.2 that we've put in. That number will change later. You've got the amount of tokens and the estimated value. All these values will change later, and we will see later on. Now, we're going to hit this lightning bolt. This is a crucial part of this process. It needs to be done, otherwise you risk losing everything, okay? So you have got to boost your token to the top of Dex Screener's trending list. When you do, that means that, you know, all of those trend chasers and all of those bots that look for trending coins, they are going to see our coin before anyone else's. Cost 0.25 Sol, but we will make that money back and then some. If you don't do that, you risk just being lost in the, you know, I know we said there's not as many coins, but you still could get lost in all the coins that are being developed all the time. This kicks us up to the top straight away and gives us an edge. All right, and that's what we need. So we're going to have a quick look on Dex Screener. So I'm going to run this for an indefinite amount of time, but I don't typically run these much longer than that initial hour. But as you can see already, we are looking at some really good liquidity. We've gone up to 2.5k. We dropped down a little bit, but that's fine. The ebb and flow of the game, that's how it works. Looking at our market cap, we're at 1.2 already. So already we are equal to a lot of those pump coins that did quite well. We're at 3k now. That's fantastic. And remember, a lot of those coins, they've been running for ages. And as you can see, we've only been running for a few seconds. 4.3k in terms of our market cap. That is excellent. Okay, so as far as the money at the end of this video is concerned, I always like to give back to the community. I will be giving away half of what I make this video to the people who like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I will put you into a prize pool. Now, here is our estimated value at the start. Let's give it a refresh and see what it's worth now. We're back on createcoin.fun. Let's see. We are at loading 1.27k. So we have nearly 100x our coin. That is fantastic. Hit the minus button, take 100% of that liquidity. We are pulling the rug, ladies and gentlemen. We are taking it away completely. All that Sol is going to be transferred straight to us. Thanks for the donations from all those people who have decided to put it into the coin. Now we are rocking, let's see, $100 to $1,269. We have more than 10x our initial investment. You have got to try this method out before everyone else gets on it.